What is good, gamers, casuals, and all you beautiful people? Welcome to episode 41 of the weekly patch notes brought to you by Thamziri, me, myself, my beautiful moi. And I'm going to be giving you guys some lovely shiz, and I'm joined with my boys, starting with Maxwell. What's good, homie?
Yo, what's good?
We feeling good, we're feeling fresh. Next up, we got Kid Kojo. What's good, man?
I'm alive, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. And we are all from xQc, bringing you guys some lovely tidbits. But before we get started, does anyone have any admin or updates?
Let's see. On my side, I'm back again, binging on food content on YouTube. Google Foods, shout out to that. And I'm also watching, what do you call those type of videos that do like exposés on topics, that deep dive into certain topics? I'm into those type of videos at the current moment. I don't know what the hell they're called.
Okay. I was just going to call them deep dive shit. Deep dive vids. I don't know. Divulgences. I don't know.
That works.
Either way. Kojo, anything on your side, bro?
Nah, I'm good.
I bet. For me, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my god, you're so behind and shit. Like, started reading The Alchemist about 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's I can see that the whole entire story is just being used. Well, the whole message of the story is being used through a very long ass story. So, but I'm getting the message, the underlying tone. So, yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, gents. All right, my lovely peeps. If you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, consider liking, subscribing. That's a belief, getting the podcast to other ears. Tell your mother, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, all that. And
And your sisters too.
yeah, exactly. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting with the gaming news. Max, anything from your side, bro?
All right, so from my side, it's very simple, very short. I feel like there wasn't that much in terms of gaming news. And given that fact, I believe next week we're probably going to be inundated with a lot of different gaming news. Because given the trend of things that I've seen, every time it's been a slow week, it's always followed by a quick week. So the topics for today are very simplistic, but we start off talking about Bungie experiencing layoffs. So when the news came on about the layoffs coming in, a lot of people were very critical, hypercritical about Sony, saying, yeah, this is why they should have never been acquired and things like that. But then information came out from Bungie, inside information, that apparently if Sony had not acquired them at the time that they did, the damage and the layoffs would have been a lot worse, because apparently Destiny 2 is not performing as expected or as well as they were hoping for. So Sony acquiring the company actually minimized the damage. The acquisition was actually quite helpful for Bungie. And I want to focus in on that because it makes me wonder, in what position is Bungie currently in terms of, is the company okay and all of that? Like, all of this follows the whole things of layoffs. A lot of companies in the tech industry have been experiencing layoffs. Even other studios like Santa Monica Studios, Naughty Dog also experienced layoffs. Even on Microsoft's side, 343 Studios and other studios experienced layoffs. So this is very normal. And a lot of people are saying layoffs typically come in because some type of economic recession is being expected to come in. So they are doing these things to brace themselves for it. But I circle back to say, is Bungie in an okay position? Because the whole point of acquiring Bungie, or part of the point of acquiring Bungie, was their expertise in live service online games, for Bungie personnel to be going into other development teams under the Sony umbrella and helping them launch service games. So if Bungie's game is struggling, what more can they do to help other games? And then we also have the whole thing about Naughty Dog's faction game is also in some type of development hell, where this week a director said that no, that game is still coming. So I have questions on Bungie's position and situation. They might not be doing as good as we thought they were doing, especially with Destiny 2. I thought Destiny 2 was doing relatively well, but it seems like it could be better. Then, to wrap up the gaming news segment, quickly want to just give shout outs to Capcom. Has a new game that they're working on, an unannounced game. I'm not quite sure if it's a new IP or an existing IP. Perhaps people have seen further details, but from what I've seen so far, they've just announced that it's an unannounced game, is on the brink of being announced, and I believe they'll announce it, next year, March? Somewhere around there. Then Sega as well apparently has games they want to release up towards the value of $800 million they'll be spending on these number of games. At first, there was miscommunication or disinformation or fake news, whichever three you want to call it, about how Sega is working on one mega project worth up to $800 million. But no, it's a whole chain of different games they're working on, which collectively go up to $800 million. And then lastly, there's some Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 backlash, where people are saying this game ain't it. First of all, a lot of people are not happy about the installation size. I forgot what it was. Did I even see it? I'm not sure. Or did I just see people complaining about the installation size? Again, I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty. I lost interest in that game. But then the other thing is people feel the campaign has been really, really lackluster. So IGN gave it a 4 out of 10, that campaign. And so I went onto YouTube just to see what YouTubers were feeling about the game. And it seems like the feeling at IGN is universal, that the campaign ain't it. And some people are surprised because do you remember, Coach, I believe you will remember it, that Call of Duty game that came out, was it called Ghost? Was it Ghost? The one where on the commercial, they had like different types of warriors from different periods.
Different types of warriors from different periods.
Yeah, like on the commercial, because I never played the game, but on the commercial, they had like an Aztec warrior, then they had another warrior, and they were merging. And I think it might have been Ghost. And the game looked questionable. And when it came out, it was a really forgetful experience. So I think people are like, is this game as bad as Ghost or what? I think they were comparing it to Ghost.
I see.
But yeah, so called backlash, and that's about it. That's my gaming news. Is there anything you guys would like to share? Maybe things you saw that you thought were of interest.
Yeah, so I mean, I saw the comments on the whole Call of Duty, and one of the Call of Duty streamers I watch called Westy on YouTube, he was also saying things about like how some of the scenes and cinematics were using very, very like outdated graphics. When I mean outdated, it doesn't look like something that would or should be appearing on the current gen consoles, you know, like expectation wise. And then there's also a certain like weapon modding feature that has been recycled in the game for, you know, once again, since like ages ago, which people hated at the very first time it was introduced, I think in like the original Modern Warfare 2. And now here we are with the new Modern Warfare 3. And it's just, it's the same stuff, you know, like obviously, yes, them remastering and redoing all of this, you know, is the same thing. But as we've seen, for those of you guys have played Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfares and stuff, the story, it seems to have the same characters, but totally different narrative. So yeah, I've seen some of that, but myself, I can't really play Call of Duty games anymore because of the price. Maybe if they start reducing it, or once they start appearing on Xbox Game Pass like fully, then I'll jam.
You know something funny I just want to note? In as much as everyone is complaining about this Call of Duty, it's still going to rake in billions of dollars. And that is the sad part about it. Because when I saw this news come up, the first thing that came to my mind was, this is what we were talking about last week, where we were mentioning how games can come out in a buggy mess or in a certain condition or whatever, specifically annually released games, your FIFAs and your whatnot, or your EAFCs, whatever you want to call them, your Assassin's Creed and whatnot. You cannot be releasing things annually and expect novel stuff. Eventually it's going to catch up, and we all expect that. So hearing about how people feel about Call of Duty doesn't even surprise me, because yes, they might have done the whole thing of they rotated around different studios to give the studios a break and to let them freshen their ideas and all of that stuff. But the fact that it's always coming out every year, the players are going to start getting bored of it and desensitized to it. And that's where these complaints are going to come in. That's why, like, for example, Street Fighter 6 was very well received because it was refreshing. It felt new. It felt different. So if Call of Duty or these annual games took a break, just 2 years or 3 years, people would be loving it. But they're never going to be doing that because it's a cash cow where it's making them billions. And as much as people get upset, people get annoyed, because I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about EAFC, but I believe EAFC is still breaking financial records for EA. What does that go to show you? Again, it goes back to the developers, and like, yeah, they might not be happy, but they're still coming in. The money's still coming in, so we're doing something right. There's no motivation to stop what they're doing or change things. And it's the same situation with Call of Duty. They have no reason to stop or change.
I agree with you there. And I think, we can even like discuss this in another time, but like, it's also to say that the reason why Call of Duty is going to, continue just to keep raking in cash is because with their mechanics as well as their cosmetics in the game, it's not to say no other game can do it better, but no other game can do it to the scale of Call of Duty. And it's until that eventually happens that we'll start to see the death of Call of Duty. Because let's take Warframe versus Destiny 2, for example, or Warframe versus Destiny as a whole. Warframe has forever been free, and yet it is still more played than Destiny 2 and Destiny 1. I would probably say both games combined, but it's because there's certain mechanics and cosmetics in Warframe that keeps people coming back. That Destiny 2, although they may have similar things or even better things, I guess, no one can do it to the scale that Warframe can do it to. Heck, I don't even see the same movement mechanic used in Warframe, existing in any other game. So that just goes to show, like, secret ingredients. I don't know. But alright. Thank you for the gaming news, bro. Kojo, gaming corner. Unless you have something for gaming news before we jump there.
No, nothing for gaming news, really.
Oh, wait. What's going on in the gaming corner, bro?
Okay. So let's talk about the releases of the week. First off, we have a game called Jusant, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, currently sitting at an 85 on Metacritic. Next, we have Silent Hill Ascension, released on PC on October 31st, 2023. Next, we have a game called For the King 2, released on PC on November 2nd, 2023. Next up, we have RoboCop Rogue City, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. This is a game that I've seen a lot of people playing on Twitch. Even before it came out, there were like demos of it. So a lot of people have been watching gameplay. Interesting. What do you guys think it has a score? What do you guys think its Metacritic score is? Tell me first.
78.
78. Okay, Maxwell.
Sorry, what did you say the game was?
RoboCop.
Oh, okay. So I already know what the score is, unless it's going down. But I will mention that, and I don't know why I didn't mention this last week. Last week when I was mentioning all those games and it was RoboCop, I was supposed to have said that I expect RoboCop to get 75. That was my expectation. But I do know what it did get. So Kojo, you can reveal. But again, my expectation from last week was 75, and I know what the actual score is.
Yeah, it's currently sitting at a 74.
Wait, what? It went up.
Yeah, I guess.
When it released, I saw it was sitting at a 71. So I thought it was going to go down.
No, it says here 74.
Oh, okay. The score went up. Shit.
Which is about better than I expected for a RoboCop game. So
it's about where I expected when I saw the gameplay, and immediately the gameplay put me off, and I was just like, I stopped following it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, 74 on Metacritic. Next, we have Star Ocean, the second story R, released on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. Released on November the 2nd, 2023. Currently sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. Next up is a game that Tammy, you'll be interested in. And it is the sequel to Talos Principle, which is a Talos Principle 2. You played the first one, right?
No. I remember you asked this a while ago, but it was a different puzzle game that I liked. But yeah, not Talos Principle. Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't Talos Principle?
Nah, it was that other Witness, the Witness or something.
No, the Witness is the one that I brought up. The Talos Principle is the one that you played, the one with the cat.
Yes, that one I haven't played. I just know of it.
Oh, I thought you played it. Oh.
Nah.
All right. Anyway, so Talos Principle 2, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Released on November the 2nd, 2023. Currently sitting at an 87 on Metacritic. Next, we have a game called Thirsty Suitors, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Released on November the 2nd, 2023. Currently sitting at a 74 on Metacritic. Next up, we have Vampire the Masquerade Justice, released on PlayStation VR 2 and Quest. Released on November the 2nd, 2023. Currently sitting at... Yeah?
No, say currently sitting at, and then I'll ask my question.
Currently sitting at a 71 on Metacritic. Yep.
How many Vampire Masquerades are there? Because I keep hearing Vampire Masquerade, and at this certain point, I'm just like, how many versions of this game are there?
I think there's Blood Hunt, which is the Battle Royale. Yeah, then there's another detective type Discover story, and then there's another, and now this one. Yeah.
And finally, we have WarioWare Move It. This is a Nintendo game, obviously. And it was... What was it called? It was in one of the earlier Nintendo presentations earlier this year. So it was a big game. Well, I don't want to say big, no, but it was one of their flagship games for the year. So it was released on Nintendo Switch on November the 3rd, 2023. Tell me, what do you think its Metacritic score is?
I'm going to say 81.
Okay, 81, Maxwell.
Given it's a Nintendo game and it's connected to Mario, I'm going to say 88.
88, okay. It's currently sitting at a 75.
Oof.
Damn! What?
I mean, it's in the green, so...
I have never heard of Nintendo games getting lower than 82 unless it's a shovelware game. Like your mainline type of games for Nintendo always hit mid to high 80s plus. And especially it's a Wario game where I remember people clamoring, wanting another Wario game. Like, oh, we haven't had a Wario game for so long. I would have thought this would have been higher.
Yeah, me too. But...
And I was even ready to say Nintendo folks have been eating good this year. Mario folks have been eating good this year.
Yeah, well, I mean... They have been. They have been.
Isn't there another Mario RPG Maker supposed to release later?
Is it RPG Maker or just Super Mario RPG?
I do not. It's one of the two, but I just know this year is the most amount of Mario games we've had released ever from I last remember. And it's not absolutely a coincidence given the whole, we had the Mario movie. So they saw how well that movie did, and they saw the Mario fever is strong. Like, let's just give them more Mario.
Well, it's working. So,
indeed, we need to get some Donkey Kong.
If only.
Or Diddy Kong.
So, yeah, that is it for the releases of the week. Now, let's move on to... Do you guys remember the day before?
Yeah.
Well, looks like... For a brief recap, for those who don't know, the day before was a game that was announced a few years ago. It went super viral. It was the most wishlisted game on Steam, more than Starfield. Yeah, I know, right? and then it was delayed a number of times due to a number of reasons, from a shift from Unreal Engine 4 to 5. And then the big one was that they were in a trade dispute or a trademark dispute with this gentleman who was making a calendar app. So the name the day before he trademarked it, but then they didn't trademark. It was a whole back and forth. But it looks like now the game might actually be seeing a release, because earlier this week they announced that they got their name back the day before, and then the game is now back up on Steam. And the game is gonna enter early access on December the 7th. And to accompany that, they released a gameplay overview trailer, which was like 3 minutes, which shone a light on the types of things you'd be doing in the game. And other people are looking at it and like, okay, looks more like a game than we've seen before in previous videos and trailers. But people are still skeptical. People are still on the fence. People are, waiting for December the 7th to see what it was going to be like. And also, people are saying that they never really said that the game was going to be released into early access. They just said the game was going to come out. So people are noticing, it's going to come out to early access now, and then obviously you're going to buy it, because I think they said it's going to be $39, and then once the game becomes more stable and whatever, once it moves away from early access, I believe that's what they said, it'll move to $49. So I don't know how that monetization works, but yeah, looks like I'm eager to see December 7th if this game actually comes out, or if it's going to get delayed again or cancelled. If this game does come out, I will be not surprised, but I'll be not surprised. What's the word I'm looking for? Not surprised, but
you'll be a monkey's uncle.
No, not even. Like I don't expect this game to be cancelled or anything, but part of me thinks that it just won't come out. So if it does come out, let's just go with surprised. I will be surprised if the game does come out. Is it going to be a good game if it does come out? I don't know.
Probably.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I got two things to point out about that.
Yeah.
One, outside of Hogwarts Legacy and Elden Ring, can you guys think of any game which was virally hyped to the point that the game went viral, and then when the game came out, not only did sales match the hype, but also people's feelings towards the game were like, yes, this was justified. Like I mentioned Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy because in as much as I know the excitement of it died down very quickly, that Hogwarts Legacy came and left, numbers don't lie, the sales were still good. And yes, it was a forgetful game, but people loved it in the time it came out. You're not hearing anything about the game, but you're also not hearing people lambasting the game, talking about things. Like if we talk about Starfield, you're hearing people say about, no, my expectation was this, blah, 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 and all of that. But I ask you guys, or I point this out to say, more often than not, whenever there's excitement for a game to the point that the game went viral, that game is going to bomb. It's not going to meet expectations. So yeah, let's not expect this game to do well if it even comes out. Then the second thing I want to mention is I would do what Star Citizen is doing, because that seems to be making it money, where oversell things, promise things to people, and release things in batches. That way the diehards are being fed something, the skepticals are seeing bit by bit, and the developers are at least getting money as they're going along. I feel like the day before, whatever the game is called, is suited for that type of model. They should have followed a Star Citizen type of model.
Well, to answer your question, the first one is to say a game that for me that comes to mind, even though this game has already been out for a while, but obviously now since it's getting a new character, MK1. Like there were so many trailers. We ourselves have put so much on it in terms of conversation on the podcast. But it's also to say that like I'm not seeing like so many people speak about it. Pre-release, everyone was so excited. They spun their stories of this and that. And then I guess another game.
There's a reason why for MK, because I looked into MK because I was interested in see the furor surrounding it. And yes, like you said, where conversation died down, and it's specifically, one, the story is not that great. Two, there are certain gameplay mechanics that they've removed, which people are not fans about. And then three, the balancing of a game is not great. And then four, cosmetics have been reduced drastically from MK11. It's a step down. And also the prices people have to pay have increased. So overall, MK1 has not left a good taste in people's mouth. That's pretty much why conversation on it has died down.
No way. Kojo, you had something?
No, I was just gonna say, well, to answer Max's first question, the games that come to mind in recent memory, one of them is Diablo 4. And no, wait. The immediate perception was, look at the sales.
Yeah, no, it was. That's what I'm saying. Like the narrative on that game switched hard, because one moment I'm seeing everybody's loving it, and I'm just like, damn, Diablo 4 Game of the Year contender. Next thing I'm seeing people cussing it. I'm like, huh? When did the collective mind decide Diablo 4 ain't it?
It was a bunch of updates.
It was like it felt overnight. One moment I'm seeing people giving their blessings, the next people cussing it out.
Yeah, it happens. But if I was to go way, way back, two examples I can give is GTA 5 and Skyrim.
GTA will always live up to the hype.
Yeah, true.
Oh, guys, let's not jinx things here.
Nah, dude. Like, because the problem with it is GTA / Red Dead Redemption, basically, who are the developers? 2K Interactive, is it? No.
Rockstar.
Those are the publishers. Rockstar feels a niche that nobody else does. And that niche is hyper-realism. You do not get any other games which have anal attention details to the way Rockstar games do. Other games do have attention to details, but they're those type of fun things of, oh, look at this. Isn't that cool? Like the only closest thing I can think of who had the type of attention to details GTA Red Dead Redemption had is Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it's not even in how lived in the world is with Zelda. Zelda was the thing of, I can do this? They even thought about this? And stuff like that. Like Discovery was Zelda's main gimmick. That's why people loved it. But GTA is just the attention, the anal attention to detail. Can you tell me any other game not under the Rockstar umbrella that gives that type of anal detailing? And that's why I feel it will always be a hit. Like maybe the main game or whatnot is not what people were feeling, but just people living in this world, they really feel like they're living in that world. That's why I'm like, it will always be a hit. The same way with, like how Tom, you spoke about Call of Duty doesn't have any other rivaling game to fill that itch that it does to the extent they do it. And hence why it will always be superior. Same way with GTA doesn't have a rival to fill the itch that it feels, or to scratch the itch that it scratches. So people will always be clamoring to it. Skyrim, on the other hand, it was a pretty good one.
And I was saying I agree with the whole GTA thing, because I mean, even Saints Row tried. Saints Row, I mean, was the closest thing to like GTA.
Even that other game, that's Microsoft game, which fell apart completely, where they tried to renew it and they got hyped over it, where they even had Terry Crews be the face of it. Yes, Crackdown, that was the one.
But anyway, yeah, but I'm just gonna say this and then we need to move on. But to answer your question with, which studio does anal attention to detail, Naughty Dog. But yeah, so that was it for my. What the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about Max's question about which game.
Oh, the day before we started. Oh, it all came from
yeah. That's how it started.
Okay.
Yes,
that's how it started. Okay, so moving on to everybody's favorite game, Tommy's favorite game of all time. I'm talking about Fortnite. Now,
hey,
Fortnite did something really cool where they released a new chapter called Chapter 4 Season OG. They released it earlier this past week, and they're calling it OG because they're going back to Chapter 1 Season 5 to start off with. And they're bringing back the weapons from that time period, and most importantly, the map is from that time period. So you have places like Tilted Towers coming back, Snobby Shores, Risky Wheels.
Can I quickly interject?
Yes.
Marvel's Avengers Endgame predicted this.
They did?
Yeah, no, there was a viral thing going around where people were expecting it to be coming out, where they were like, hey, in Marvel, when Fat Thor is playing Fortnite, it's the original map. And the year was in 2023, and that took place in October. So when October came, there was expectations of there's going to be a new release and it's going to be the OG. So people were anticipating it. It didn't come out of nowhere where it's like, oh, what? This is here? It was like, no, this has to be coming out. This has to be coming out. This is the one that has to be coming out. Didn't Ninja even have a whole stream thing about he's going to be streaming until the thing releases?
Yeah, he did. But the thing is, that doesn't make any sense because the movie came out in 2019. Fortnite back in those days was the same map that I'm talking about now.
Oh, was it?
Yes, we're on Chapter 4. Back in the day, that was... So what you're saying to me doesn't make sense, because what are they supposed to do? Like, fast forward into Chapter 4 in 2019? No.
Bro, I don't play Fortnite, so I don't know. I'm just seeing what people are saying on Twitter.
And what they're saying is dumb, because the same map, like, I don't know how to explain this any simpler.
No, I think I get what you're saying. That basically there was no, it predicted shit because that was the only shit available to even have.
Yes, they didn't change the map drastically. Last I checked, they were still on Chapter 1 then. So when people say you predicted that, we're on Chapter 4 now, 4 years later. So I don't know. Anyway, but yes,
this is why we're living in a matrix.
Oh, well. But yeah, so they're bringing back cool stuff, and it's like, boogie bombs, traps are back, supply drops are back, golf carts, which I like vehicles in Fortnite. So golf carts are back, shopping carts are back. And so it started with Chapter 1 Season 5. On November the 9th, they're going to move to Season 6, Chapter 1 Season 6. Then November the 16th, we'll move to Season 7 and 8. And then it'll end off on November the 23rd with Season 9 and 10. And Tommy, unfortunately, jetpacks will be coming back.
See, I was waiting for you to say that, because I was going to interject and say, now, is that really OG? Because, I mean, it's like with this game, right?
But yeah, I played a little bit. It feels good to go back to the OG map. It reminds me of the good old days of Fortnite. It feels good. I'm not gonna lie, but it makes you realize how bare bones that map was, or how bare bones Fortnite was back in the day. But it has this charm to it. So that's Fortnite OG. Next up, we have BlizzCon. BlizzCon took place BlizzCon opening ceremony took place on November the 3rd, 2023. And they announced a whole bunch of stuff. Let's start off with Tammy's. This time I'm being serious. Tammy's. Okay, no, I'm not being serious. A game that Tammy and I loved way back when. Overwatch. More specifically, Overwatch 2. So, they revealed a new hero called Malga, who is Samoan, and they're really proud of that. And he is going to be a tank, I believe. He's a big dude with miniguns on both hands. So, yeah. And they also announced that in 2024, they're going to release a new game mode called Clash. They're going to release a remake of a map, and the remake is going to be called Hanaoka. They're going to release a new damage hero, a new support hero, and a third hero they're not talking about, all over the course of 2024. So that's Overwatch. Next up, we have Diablo 4. Now, Diablo 4 recently had Season 2 come out, and Blizzard talked about Season 3, but then the big news was that Diablo 4's first expansion, Vessel of Hatred, is coming to the game in late 2024, which is a long time between now and then. It's pretty much a year for the next expansion, but there are going to be seasons in between, seasons of content in between. So that'll be cool. Next up, we have World of Warcraft Classic. For people who play Classic, a lot of people who are playing Classic. It's really popular, especially with hardcore Classic. Well, Classic is getting Cataclysm next, and Cataclysm, a lot of people loved the expansion Cataclysm, so a lot of people are excited about that. Now, moving on to Hearthstone. It's going to be 10 years of Hearthstone next year, so they're releasing a new expansion, which comes with new cards and stuff like that, card packs and stuff like that for Hearthstone. Next up, we'll have Warcraft Rumble, which is the Warcraft mobile game. It's a mobile strategy game. And Season 1 is currently out now. And Season 1 is currently kicking off. Now, finally, the big news is Tommy's, this time I'm serious, Tommy's favorite game of all time. Let's talk about current modern retail World of Warcraft. Now, Tommy,
okay.
I know you haven't. Do you know what I'm about to talk about? Have you heard about BlizzCon? Anything? No.
No. Well, I mean, I know of BlizzCon, and I know it takes place every year. But the only thing I've heard about WoW is the new something Warland or something. I don't know something.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about it. So recently, last year, they released the expansion Dragonflight, and Chris Metzen, who left the studio. He worked on World of Warcraft way back when. Then he went and helped kickstart Overwatch, and then he left the studio. And he came back a few months ago. He came back as the executive creative director of World of Warcraft, of the Warcraft universe in general. And I watched BlizzCon live. I wasn't there, obviously. I watched it on TV. And when he came on stage, it was the loudest applause of the entire evening, because a lot of people love this man. And when he left the studio, people were sad to see him go. And when he came back, a lot of people were so happy. Like, people were feeling that World of Warcraft went off the rails. So they were like, oh, he's back. Maybe things will come back to normal now. Well, he came out and he announced that, he announced not only the next, people were expecting, okay, the next expansion will be like teased or whatever. Well, he and the Warcraft team made a bombshell announcement that they're going to release not just one expansion, but 3 expansions over the course of the next decade, I believe. And all 3 expansions are going to be under this thing called the World Soul Saga. So the first expansion is going to be called World of Warcraft: The War Within. The next expansion will be called World of Warcraft Midnight. And the last expansion will be called World of Warcraft: The Last Titan. I urge people to go and look for more information, because I don't want to go through it because time. But we'll leave a link down in the description below. And that is it for BlizzCon. And finally, real briefly, Mortal Kombat. Tommy mentioned that they released a new character for MK1. That character is, the first character from the expansion pack 1 is Omni-Man from Invincible, the comics and the animated show. They released a trailer. They released a teaser trailer a few weeks ago for him, and now they released like a proper gameplay trailer for him. And he is going to come out on November the 9th. And in the trailer, it was him. He's obviously a playable character, and then the cameo character that is going to be coming alongside him is Tremor, who is a fan favorite character from Mortal Kombat. But a lot of people are confused because Tremor comes out later than Omni-Man. Omni-Man comes on November 9th, and Tremor comes out, I believe, on the 20th, which a lot of people just confused. But
what's wrong with that?
No, because the thing expected, cameo and character to come out together. Cameo character together. Cameo character together. You know what I'm saying?
I would have automatically assumed that the two would be separate because they function completely differently.
They function completely differently, but they are a pair. You can't have a cameo without a character.
I genuinely never saw it like that. the first time I saw it, I immediately assumed that they would be coming separately.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. So, yeah, that is it for Mortal Kombat. That is it for everything. That is it for the Gaming Corner. Sorry for taking up the time. Tommy, back to you.
Oh, wait, broski, no stress. Max, anything from you, Gaming Corner wise?
Nada.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, and all you beautiful creatures, that brings us to the halfway point of the show. If you're liking it so far, please do consider to drop a like and subscribe for more, as we release videos and stuff every week. Okay, now moving on to the content creator news. Okay, so we pretty much all have something, but I'm going to start with mine quick. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you have checked on X, Twitter, but yeah, so recently Twitch updated their terms of service, but this was like a while ago, man. This is like, I think in the start of October or something. Twitch changed their terms of service, saying that multi-streaming, if you are on Twitch, regardless if you partner or affiliate, you can multi-stream to the likes of YouTube. I'm not sure if they do allow you to multi-stream towards Kick, but yeah, but anyways, so with that being said, where the drama then begins, right, is because, so for those of you who don't know, but back last year, September 2022, Ninja, aka Tyler Blevins, had ended his contract with Twitch, beginning his multi-streaming to almost every other platform. So at the time, streamers were obviously not able to multi-stream, and that's why I said recently Twitch changed all of that, and this was announced during Twitch's TwitchCon, which just happened about a week or 2 weeks ago. So Dr. Disrespect, right, said that he had tweeted out saying, well, X'd out, whatever the fuck, saying if you have to multi-stream, that's because you're not good enough for one platform. Then Ninja came so quickly to say that, oh yeah, says the guy who can't stream on the biggest live streaming platform at the moment, right? Because for those of you who may have forgotten, Dr. Disrespect is currently permabanned on Twitch. Okay. So yeah. So obviously in the same fashion that Dr. Disrespect is, he's got to throw some of that disrespect back. You know what I'm saying? So then he put up this thumbnail of him and Ninja saying Dr. Disrespect versus Ninja ? Just based off of that tweet, and it's flipping hilarious. But yeah, I mean, for some people they think they're just having fun with it, because I mean, these guys have been, for those of you who don't know, again, Ninja usually appears in their streams when they are playing Fortnite together with Tim the Tatman, sometimes when they're playing Warzone all together as well, especially sometimes with Nick Merckx. Yeah, there's a whole lot of fun times that they've had together. So obviously people are not entirely sure if this was beef or just a shot. Yeah,
I'm just saying pause for the comments you made. Fun times together.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so recently as well, on the 31st of October, Twitch had mentioned that they're going to be opening up the ability for permabanned streamers, some permabanned streamers, to get their accounts back. So a lot of people are now wondering, with all the bullshit that Dr. Disrespect has been through with Twitch, mind you, we all still do not know why he was permabanned. Still, he even doesn't even know why Twitch made that decision. But
no. He does know.
Oh, he does know, but we don't know.
Yeah, he does know, but we don't know. Supposedly, he says that it's tied up to legal issues of why he can't disclose it at the moment, but he's battling to deal with it. Once the saga is over, he'll come out with it, but he claims he cannot mention it, that he eventually found out, but he can't mention it because of legal issues.
Okay, I wonder if it has to do with the whole cheating thing.
But the saga did end, though.
Well, I saw this on a video where he was answering saying, nah, him and his people are still fighting Twitch behind the scenes.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's just the updates on that. So yeah, we'll see if this is actually beef or not between Ninja and Dr. Disrespect, as well as what's going to happen once the Twitch permaban thing goes in. We'll see if Dr. Disrespect is going to be one of the few who submit his application to be reinstated. But yeah. All right. And then the next section, I guess I'll introduce it and then we can discuss it, gents. But yeah, xQc, also on X, on Twitter, whatever, is under fire due to the responses that he gave when he was called out for the type of content that he has been doing. So that being said, the streamer, xQc, of course, is under fire after he has been reacting to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine on social media. So obviously, a lot of people took to heart that this was distasteful, with making content around what's actually going on in the world, people losing their lives, and doing it so freely. Now, those videos have been removed on YouTube because, he does like his stream highlights, but obviously on the VODs itself, his reactions to what's going on in the war, the content that he's made on it, monetizing that content is already still up. But then someone had criticized him, and in one of the tweets, he then basically responded with a, in full caps, HUH question mark, with him sitting next to a suitcase full of cash. So, but it didn't end there. So as a further criticism that came his way, so Noodle on X, Noodle Vivo, saying when he was reacting to one of the clips of xQc reacting to the airstrike, the tweet said, "When I think about what scumfuck degenerate content parasites look like, I don't think I could possibly create parody more on the nose than this," speaking about xQc, to which that is when he replied with the part of it. So then after he had responded with the amount of cash that he was holding and everything, xQc then responded with another photo of him having a diamond-studded watch and holding over $200,000 worth in casino chips. So then the backlash that came through was, okay, so a 27-year-old man flexing his wealth when met with criticism. Do you even have a PR manager? Does he hate you? And then another was like, this is the worst reply I've ever seen. Why would you post this? And oh my God, this is so tone deaf. Why would you reply with something like this? So yeah, it's been really intense and hectic, but how he responded is what's fucked up about it. But my stance on you making content about what's going on with Israel and Palestine, dude, the news are doing it. So what makes it any different if a layman like myself or xQc, obviously I don't want to fucking say I'm like his level or type shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's certain ways in his clips of him reacting to it, he was just reacting to how devastating a simple airstrike was. He wasn't making fun of it and all this and yeah.
I've got a rebuttal to that. First of all, it's a sensitive topic. So I feel if you're not educating or informing people, you should not monetize the event. So A, if he wasn't monetizing at all, he's free to react however he wants. B, if he's going to monetize it, he should be educating or informing the public. And that's for me where the difference lies in. That's where if like you have those YouTubers who talk about current affairs and things like that, talk about what's going on, political channels talk about what's going on, and they are monetizing their channel, it's fair grounds because they are educating and informing. xQc is not educating, he's not informing. If anything, he's entertaining. So it's distasteful how he's going about it, and that's why I'm like, yeah, he can't be doing that. If it's not, either A, don't monetize it, or B, educate and inform the masses. Those are the only two grounds it's okay to be touching upon current affairs and sensitive topics for me.
I agree on the whole monetization part, and that is why I was also saying his response by responding of him flexing with cash is also just purely distasteful. Like, there was certainly no need. I mean, if anything, if he wants to save face, as most streamers or celebs would do, they'll just end up donating their profits. All those $200,000 in casino chips, he might as well just convert to real cash and donate to the cause.
The people who do
to
that
save
though,
face.
are either ones who have a PR team or ones who have sponsors, and they know my sponsors will be pissed. Let me do something to alleviate the concern of my sponsors. So I'm wondering, does xQc have sponsors, or he makes all his money by himself? Because if he does, then this is just going to be something he recovers from. However, if he had sponsors, then I don't think you would be seeing him doing all of these responses. So I don't think he has sponsors.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's just purely stream backed. What's stream backed? Gotcha. I don't know. Kojo, your take?
A few weeks ago, xQc got into I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was the whole reacting thing about how people were singling him out before how he would react to things and things like that and all of that stuff. And Asmongold said something, and Asmongold was like, there are a lot of reaction streamers. Asmongold was like, I react. I do that. There are a lot of reaction streamers. However, xQc is always singled out. Why? Because xQc is painted as a villain, and it's the cool and in thing to hate on xQc. That's what Asmongold said. Fast forward to now, and it's still happening, where he was like, because he also reacted to this, what's it called? To this, to what is happening now with xQc and the whole him reacting to the airstrike and stuff like that. And even some ordinary gamers who is not really a big fan of xQc, he also came and defended xQc on that point of everybody should be able to react to what he was reacting to. And if you watch the video, it wasn't that he didn't say anything untoward, he didn't say anything offensive. He was literally just reacting to an airstrike.
Yeah.
And he was surprised by the airstrike.
Now, for me,
I'm not done. Sorry to cut you up, but I'm not done.
Yeah, because I just want to quickly say what their defense is so weak, but continue.
So, and the people are talking about how he reacted and his reaction to things. And Asmongold was like, look, there are a lot of people, well, he didn't say this next part. I'm saying this next part. You have people like Destiny and people like Hassan who react to, and you go look at their channels, they're there reacting to these things. They're there. 1 hour, 44-minute long videos of them reacting to these interviews of Palestinians, reacting to the wars and footage. And now they're monetized. But yet nobody singles them out, but everybody just singles out xQc. Why? Because he's the easiest one to single out. That's what people are saying. And to further that point, or not to further that point, but Asmongold said something, and he was like, look, the person who, I think it was Noodle, who came out with the whole scam fact, whatever. Asmongold was like, this person is just baiting, looking for clicks, looking for all of this stuff. Because again, nobody said anything. Nobody really put a shine on anything, but he came out and took this clip of xQc out of context and then literally put it there. And Asmongold said something. Asmongold says something. He eventually watched the clip. I also watched the clip. It was 1 minute and 30 seconds. Like I just said, xQc said nothing offensive or untoward. And Asmongold was like, look, if xQc said something that was offensive or anything, Noodle would have put the clip of him saying that there, but he didn't. He just put a thumbnail of him and his face reacting to the thing.
Can I comment?
And he went on, pardon?
Can I comment?
You comment, Maxwell, just fucking comment.
Yeah, I just want to say that I agree with the xQc thing being singled out. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I don't agree with people should be free to react to whatever. It's like, nah, if you're not monetizing it, power to be to you. But if you are monetizing, you're basically making money off of people's tragedy. And there's no other way to put it. That's fucked up. Even if you're not saying anything offensive, you are there in the comfort of your home, watching shit being rained down on people and making money off of it. Hence why I'm like, either educate and inform or don't monetize it. That way you're not messing with any moral or ethical issue. But because I'm monetizing it, I don't give a rat's ass how Asmongold is defending thing, how some ordinary game is defending thing. I think the defense is weak, and silly brain. It's stupid brain. It's small-minded of them to see it defend it like that, because they are just putting themselves in those same shoes. That I react to things. Yeah, don't. Maybe there is a line to things you can and cannot react to. If, let's say, somebody's child died gruesomely on TV, are you going to put up a clip of you reacting to the person's child dying gruesomely? You're probably not. Even if you're not going to say anything offensive, but you'll probably look at that and be like, I don't know, I don't want to put that out. So what's the difference with the whole airstrike thing? It's the same thing. There are people who are suffering from that. You are making money off of it. Even if you're not saying anything, you're making money off of a tragedy. I cannot get around that. And that's why I'm last like, nah, shut the fuck up. Sorry.
What was I gonna say? Now your interjection just threw me off.
Apologies. But it's just, I was getting triggered by that defense. Like, you can, I 100% agree that xQc is being targeted. There's nothing wrong with saying that. But then defending the reacting thing, saying anybody should be free to act. No, absolutely fucking not. Get the fuck out of my face.
Deep. But anyway, I don't want to drag this out. So where do I stand on this? I'm Switzerland. I'm done. That's me.
Alright, away. Alright. Well, that's my content creator side, and I guess Max's also ties into xQc. But Kojo, do you have any content creator side?
One quick content creator thing to say.
Yeah, go for it, Max.
Sniper Wolf is taking a break. That's it.
Yeah, wait. All right, Kojo?
Nah, nothing.
Nada. All right. Moving on to the esports side, I've got two things. The first is just a quick update on the League of Legends World Championships. Then, I'll move on to the second thing, which is hilarious, but, well, not really hilarious. Depends who you are. But anyways, so currently right now with League of Legends, starting on the 2nd of November, 2023, we have reached the knockout stages leading towards the semi-finals. So on November the 2nd, we had Weibo Gaming versus NRG, with Weibo taking it as 3 games win. November 3rd, we had Gen G versus BLG. Now this was perhaps one of the greatest games I've ever seen in the World Championship, since NRG versus not Team Liquid, flip, I forget who they went up against. Not Cloud9. No, since NRG went up against T1. But yeah, so the game went up to 5 games, whereby BLG won 3 games out of the 2 games that Gen G won. But yeah, anyways, moving on now to November 4th, we have JDG, who won 3 games out of 1 that KT Rolster won. And then on November 5th, we will have LNG versus SKT T1. And on November 11th, we will have Weibo Gaming versus BLG. So those will be the semi-final stages. Right, moving on. Now this one's, I don't know. This one's interesting because this isn't the first time this has been brought up, but the first time it's going to be brought up in our podcast. Fans have now called esports organization Aurora Gaming their advert with Eva Alfie misogynistic. Right. So for those of you who don't know, Eva Alfie is Eva Alfie, also known as Yulia Romanova, is a adult film star, a prawn star. Obviously, if the adult film part didn't make sense. But anyways, so they put out an advert for a partnership that they had, and they had to create an ad campaign. Right, so they put out an advert that was called misogynistic purely because of how it was used and who they used for this advert. So they put out a tweet a while ago, and it says, "Who will Ava choose?" So it's got the adult film star Ava wearing the Aurora Gaming shirt, and their sponsor is logoed on, the torso of the shirt. So who will Ava choose? Then it names each of the different team members on the side. So then the caption to this was, boys, the boys, semicolon, girls don't know what a tough choice is. Meanwhile, girls, semicolon, and then the advert, who will ever choose between these 5 men. Now, the response from someone who retweeted it saying, which man being in caps, which man decided this was a good marketing campaign? And people wonder why esports has the ridiculously misogynistic reputation that it does. So the campaign was essentially just about who's going to get chosen between the Aurora Counter-Strike 2 lineup. And, there was a whole video of her walking into a bar and she had to choose one of the men to walk out with for the night. Like, of all the things you could ask an adult film star to do. But I mean, her just being in the video and considered as someone to do that, it was already looking like it was going to be something.
Hold on.
Yeah.
When you were first explaining things, I was like, maybe I need sensitivity training because I'm not seeing what the issue is over here. Then, when you got into the part about walking into a bar and trying to decide who she's going to walk out with for the night, I was like, there's the issue. Yeah.
So then also, someone in the esports industry even retweeted it as well, saying this is disgusting marketing. So yeah, a lot of the criticism that's obviously being hit seems to be driven towards the team themselves, but no one's actually talking as to why Eva Alfie had even accepted to do this advert, knowing damn well, she was given the script of what to do, this and this. And now a lot of men are also saying, okay, well, I mean, if it was such a problem, why did the actress say yes, this and this? And people are fighting like, look, if you pay a porn star enough, they can do anything.
I was about to say, like, are they really trying to use the actress as an excuse? Like, how many storylines have we seen of, oh, stepbrother, I'm stuck in the washing machine?
So it gets worse, bro. It gets really worse. So Aurora Gaming put out another post after that, right? Which has a link to a raffle where people can win a meeting with the porn star. The campaign is to advertise Eva Alfie's game, which is called Imaginarium, okay, which involves sexual interactive scenarios with the actress. A game, not you will actually have.
These are one of those moments I look at them like, how did this get the green light passed when it was in the whole planning and there's a word for that segment in the marketing schemes of thing, when the team are coming together and deciding, yes, let's go forward with this, or no, isn't there a problem with such and such? Like, how did they look at this and be like, yeah, this is good?
I don't know. A lot of people are even speculating, like, does she have like some kind of relationship, or has she smashed one of the players? Because first of all, how do you even just reach out to Eva Alfie that easily? But it goes back to say that even in the times of Aurora doing well in Apex Legends back in earlier in the year, they had used her for another campaign. So as for how Aurora Gaming keeps using the same prawn star every single time is beyond me. Because I mean, shit, has anyone tried to use Riley Reid, or like?
She got herself cancelled.
Oh yes, she did. Lana Rhodes also got herself cancelled by being on the whole whatever podcast, and she got dissed by like Abba and Preach and all this. And yeah, I mean, we all know one very famous prawn star is now a very like established Twitch partner, and this is Sasha Grey, for those of you who don't know. So it's like, of all the people they could have used,
Twitch partner?
Yeah, dog, she streams on Twitch, fully partnered, everything.
I thought you were gonna mention Adriana Chechik.
Yeah, her too, but I mean, she wants to sue Twitch for what happened to her back at TwitchCon, which that's, I mean, still rumored that she lost her baby because of that, but I mean, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is pretty funny news because, dude, of all the things you could think esports to do, this is so stupid.
Here we are just casually outing ourselves with all these name drops and knowledge.
Yeah, now we definitely exposing ourselves being Coomers, but anyways.
Who's we? I don't know any of these people y'all are talking about.
Okay,
innocent. Hey, it only takes two to make we.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's me for content creation. I don't know if you gents have anything. Max?
You mean esports?
Yes, esports. God damn.
Yeah, esports, I am a dinosaur.
It's Kojo.
Not this week, but I might have something for you next week.
I'm keen. Also, for those of you who don't know, it's still up in the air as to whether or not, with the new Apex Legends updates and the new, I don't even know what they're called, man. Legend? Yeah, I guess they're called Legends, not Operates or whatever. With the new Legend that came out, seems like Asu really likes that Legend. And I mean, it's not to say that I don't know if he's actually left Sentinels, but he did put out a video saying, should he go pro again? And I'm like, yes, please do, Asu, because fuck. Imagine Asu and fucking It's Timmy in one. Like, dude, yeah, there'll be an endless fight if they obviously eventually meet up with each other, but we'll see. For those of you who don't know, It's Timmy and Asu are brothers. They share the same mother, but different father. All right. Yeah, then moving on to the discussion. Gents, anything to discuss?
Yeah, if we have the time for it.
Yeah, let's go.
So I want to discuss about YouTube's policy or lack thereof when it comes to policing questionable content on the platform. Like, it's very taxing or annoying about how they have lax control over it. So specifically, I'm thinking of how, for example, you've got prank videos or where people are out there doing the dumbest stuff, the dumbest pranks, endangering themselves, being a nuisance to the public to do the stupidest things like Johnny Somali or that other dude who got shot. Forgot what his name is. Never wanted to mention him. And then also we have another thing that came up was restoration videos, because this entire idea came to my mind as a discussion when I was watching this video by the internet archivist. What is he called? Internet what? Kojo? I'm pretty sure you know of him.
Internet anarchist?
I think it's archivist, but something along those lines. But then he talks about different topics and stuff like that. Check him out if you like deep dives into stuff. But he talks about how 80% or 90% of restoration videos on YouTube are fake. And for those who don't know what restoration videos is, basically those videos where you get an old artifact, something which is rusted down or has been worn out completely for being out in nature for so long, and then these people fix it up and make it as good as new. How those videos are largely faked. And then there's even a component of, besides it being fake, there's some people who do an animal rescue thing where supposedly they're going on to finding turtles and then taking barnacles off of the turtles. But then those videos are also faked, where these people are actually planting the barnacles on the turtles. And then what's worse is that you get two types of turtles: sea turtles and freshwater turtles. So these people own freshwater turtles, or they're grabbing freshwater turtles, they're putting them in the sea. And freshwater turtles, as you know, cannot be in the sea because of the salt. So not only are they putting them in harm, but when they're peeling off the barnacles from the turtle's shell, sea turtles and freshwater turtles are biologically different, where for freshwater turtles, their shell is a sensitive part, which is part of their body. For sea turtles, their shells are harder, so they can take more wear and tear, but freshwater turtles can't. So these people are taking sharp objects like knives and stuff like that and poking the barnacles off, hurting the animal. So stuff like that, where I'm like, people are making fake videos for money. People are doing stupid pranks for money. People are having dumb reaction videos for money. Like, my problem with reaction videos, circling back to the xQc thing as well, just to slightly briefly touch upon that, is where I've said with stuff like current affairs, if you are not informing or educating, you should not monetize current affairs to avoid moral or ethical issues. But then also with reaction, like, we've all know that reaction is kind of like the lazy version of creating content. And my feel of reaction is, if you are not adding anything to the video people are viewing, your reaction is worthless. So like, if you get a cooking show and then you're having chefs react to cooking things, the chefs give their input and their views and ideas and experience to the thing. So they're adding something. When you get anime reactors, you're seeing how they're enjoying the show and they're making comments, so you're enjoying it with them. But when you get the type of xQc sniper wolf type of reaction, which is lazy ass reaction, where it's just like, dog. That's why I'm like, in my complaint, YouTube needs to be coming in and policing the categories and genres of videos, where they're like, okay, we're gonna stop allowing people to monetize prank videos because people are out there just doing stupid things for money. We're gonna stop people from monetizing videos which, if an animal is harmed or anything in your video, it will be removed or things like that. Or with reaction videos, they shouldn't stop that, but maybe they should do the amount of the ad money you can get from reaction should be like the lowest tier. Because one of the things with YouTube and people trying to figure out what channel they should make, what niche they should make, is always, what niche makes the most money? Oh, I should do financial advice because that's which gets the best ads. Or I should do health and lifestyle or cooking because that gets good money. Or be focused on children because that gets a lot of money. As opposed to, like people don't like to do video games or very niche topics because those don't get as much ads. So I feel like reactions should have its own category where if you're a react channel, you're probably going to get the lowest tier of ad revenue. That way, the people who are reacting are actually genuinely interested in the react stuff, as opposed to, oh man, I've got 1 million followers. I don't feel like coming up with a video today. Let me just put on something for 10 minutes and react to that. Let me sit on my ass and laugh my ass off watching a video or stuff like that. Like, YouTube needs to, and I doubt they will, come in and start better policing videos and stuff like that. That's the conversation I want to have, and I want to see what you guys' perspective is on that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And if so, what are your stances? How do you feel should be done? Or how should,
okay, so for me, obviously, when it comes to stuff like this, I'm not entirely sure what systems YouTube actually uses for spotting, stuff that is obviously blatantly against the terms of service, right? Because I do know for most companies, they've got a content team by which some things, that a bot can't pick up in terms of human context are picked up. It's the reason why you still have nude yoga on YouTube. Because it's past it immediately gets flagged by the bots, but I think the content team itself, when people when they try to plead that their video is educational more than pornographic, then it becomes allowed on YouTube. Now, going to the whole Palestine Israel conflict that's currently happening, as well as any bombings that happen like your likes of Syria or wherever else in the world, only a certain amount of it can actually be shown, because again, the bot is going to try flag it, but then the content team of the actual humans behind it, looking at the context of the video, may allow it for some channels, may not allow it for other channels. So it's usually a whole two-factor verification type of process. So now with the animals, I'm not entirely sure if YouTube's terms of service has anything that disparages between human treatment versus animal treatment. Now, I think blatant abuse of pets and animals and stuff is difficult to show, or difficult to decide on, because we can still see animals completely brutalizing each other in nature, and that's fine because it's nature. There's no human interaction with it. And then I think where it also gets difficult is because the human content managers, when they see the context of the different turtles, they themselves are probably not as educated, and neither is the bot going to be, because the bot is going to see animal, probably allow it. The human content managers are going to be like, oh, okay, this is actually something that's nice being done for this animal, when that's not really the case. Like you said, Max, if you're not educated enough to know the difference, then to most people it looks like they're actually helping the creature, when that is wrong. And then people in the comments can only do so much as to report rather than to,
Isn't that where the community comes in and starts reporting the channel? And that's when the human factor behind YouTube starts saying, this channel has been getting flagged quite a lot. What is going on here? And then they look at the reports, because I believe you're also supposed to explain why you're reporting the thing. And if there's a common thread between the reports, like this is animal abuse, then they should look into it, because apparently the videos only started getting taken down when a zoologist or somebody, I forgot what the person's expertise was, but they had the expertise and they made videos debunking the thing and talking about how the animals are being abused and stuff like that. And when people learned from that, they went up and flagged the video, and then eventually the video was taken down and the channel was perma-banned. But then the channel creators went and made a new channel doing the exact same thing. And that's why I'm like, this is why I feel they need to, instead of trying to police every single video, because I think that would be man intensive, they should just look at their algorithm and say, how can we demotivate people from creating this type of content? Like me, I would straight up just ban prank type of videos. They offer little to no value, or I wouldn't let prank videos get monetized at all. That way your stupid idiots are not out there making money off of this stuff, that they're contradicting the terms and services. But then the other stuff, like they are restoration videos, which are actually education and whatnot. That's where I'm like, okay, this is more difficult, so perhaps lower the ad standing for it. But then again, the problem with that is somebody coming in and saying, why should my content be deemed lower when I'm putting in all of these efforts and stuff like that? And that's why I feel like a reaction stuff, easily you can put that in the bottom tier. Like, I don't care whether you're a professional or an amateur, you are reacting to somebody else's content. They worked hard to create that, and you're just adding on top of what they're doing. If you're getting at the bottom of a barrel in terms of monetization, you don't have a right to complain. Low effort should get low rewards.
So, as you're saying that, I was actually just looking up why it is, that some of these things don't get flagged. And so one of the underlying reasons is because the content team generally have to deal with new accounts, millions of which are being made, whereby people either load child porn, or they either load actual murders and executions. So the content team is busy so much every single day looking at those more than anything else. It's the reason why bots were created in the first place, but then it could be an oversight with the bots not really picking up animals as opposed to humans when it comes to mistreatment.
Counter argument. Why then can they not create another team where they leave the main team to focus on those egregious things, like the child porn and the murders and all of that stuff? Let the main team continue handling that. Make a smaller team where, if you're worried about having a small team just completely focused on taking down videos which contradict rules and which are low quality channels and stuff like that, and you don't want to be paying them a full wage, why not? Because this is an idea that came to my mind. Why not allow that team, maybe it's like 5 people, and then allow that team to have their own YouTube channel, which they monetize, where they get a small stipend from working at YouTube, and then they can make money off of their monetized channel, where I looked at that and like, people would definitely follow that channel because it's a community channel where people are following the channel to let the channel know, like, hey, this is going on. Guys, can you do something about it? So the more people's eyes are on that channel, that's where they're making their money. There are people who are millionaires from having YouTube channel. So how hard would it be to pay a team of 5 some money from them running their own channel as they're doing taking things down?
So for YouTube, the average lifespan of a content reviewer is generally about 3 years. Within 3 years, they resign, and in most cases, they actually have a high turnover, shorter than that for many employees that state that they leave because of what they've seen be uploaded. And sure, they may be paid to, make sure it's taken care of, but It's in what they see that they're not offered enough therapy to even continue their job. And that is why, again, bots were created.
I can completely understand that, where you've seen so much that you're just like, nah. Because, amongst medical professionals, who have the highest suicide rate?
The people on the suicide hotline?
Nah, dentists and veterinarians.
Okay, the dentist part, I'm lost. But veterinarians, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the vets is because they have to deal with a lot. They deal more so with animal tragedy, and that really probably puts you off. The dentist stuff, dog, I understand that. Because me personally, I do not like people's teeth. Teeth is a turn off for me. So when I see fucked up teeth, I'm just like, nah, that is disgusting. If I was a dentist, I probably would off myself.
I suppose it's like the other lady that was, I don't know if it was in October or September. And I even forget her name, Lucy Atby or something. Some pediatrics nurse who she over nurtured like so many babies, and they obviously ended up unalived. But yeah, I guess if you hate your job that much, man, it can lead you down very, very dark paths.
Yeah, so rotating back, okay, the human elements, cool. I can understand that, of people just saying, nah, I've seen enough. I don't need to see more. I completely understand that.
No way. Kojo, where do you stand on this, bro?
Well, I mean, it's easy to say, okay, I'm about to talk out of my ass because I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's easy to say, no, let's ban this type of content, or let's put this type of content. But you would, the backlash you will get, like Maxwell, you said, let's ban prank type of content. There are prank channels out there that are doing things legitimately and they're not hurting people, they're not hurting other people. You ban those, okay, we're banning prank channels. Now they've lost their source of income. And what are they going to do now? And their work was totally legitimate. Same thing with, like you said, there are legitimate, restoration people. There are people who, So how do you determine who's real and who isn't? How do you determine what is legit? Like, it's a slippery slope to say, let's ban this, let's put this on a lower tier. Because the backlash that YouTube will get.
The banning thing, I agree, it is a slippery slope. But lower tier, I genuinely don't think that's a slippery slope.
No, because what makes it so, like, it is, because to say, oh, your type of content is low tier, so we're not going to pay you enough. We're not going to pay you other people. That's some Animal Farm type stuff.
Because I'm looking at it like, for example, you're reacting. So you basically just have to sit down and enjoy content and then add a thing or two on top of it. Like, do you really bust your ass for that? And then you're going to be getting paid similar to somebody who created the entire content, or in some instances even somebody created a content and then you are getting more views than them. Is that fair?
Yep.
That's why I'm like, let's allow people to continue monetizing it. Cool, we shouldn't push people away from monetizing it or punish them, but we can punish them in terms of how much ad revenue they can get out of it. That way, the ones who are reacting is because, yeah, I genuinely enjoy doing this stuff, or this is just what I feel like doing, as opposed to, yeah, this is easy content and I'm making millions of this. Like Sniper Wolf's entire channel, I was watching this video which was breaking it down, where she's now turned to that lazy ass reaction of hers, where she's not even giving credit to the original creators. She's making thousands of dollars from that. The original creators are never going to see any of that. So that's why I'm like, put it lower. Cool, she can still make money, but low quality equals low reward, or low effort equals low reward.
Look, I'm not a fan of React content. Is like, not that I'm not a fan. Well, depends on the React and the reactor and the React stuff. Like, but
yeah, it depends on what value they're adding or bringing to the thing they're reacting to, right? Like, if you see a politician reacting to a political video and he's giving breakdowns, there's value out of that. But then if you see somebody in a street fight getting smacked the shit out, and then somebody's reacting and laughing to that. It's like, bro, what have you done? Yeah, I enjoy you laughing and you're humorous, but you have not added anything to this.
No, I get that. I really do. But the amount of backlash that YouTube will get, like let's say YouTube does this change. Trust me, the amount of backlash that they will get will cause YouTube to revert that change.
Okay, no, they will get backlash. I do agree with that. But one, when doesn't big corpos get backlash for a decision they do? And two, most of the time with certain backlash, it's like, what are you gonna do? Leave? No, you're not. Like, for example, when YouTube took away the dislike button, I think that's just hella dumb. And they got a lot of backlash for it, but people are still around. Yes, some people got third-party apps to see the dislike, but for the most part, people are still around. So I figure lowering the tier or banning certain things will have the same effect of, cool, you're sending people away, but the majority will stick around. And then with a banning thing, I'm not necessarily saying they cannot be prank videos. No, have your prank videos, but say you cannot monetize prank videos. So me, I would look at it as, okay, so if I'm a dumbass who's making money off of stupid pranks, I'll be like, why should I do this, risk my life, or do something stupid if I'm not going to make gang money out of it? But then if I'm a legitimate thing, why can I not siphon the attention I'm getting from my prank to something else? Because, like, for example, if I use Instagram, Facebook, and there's another social media platform, let's just say LinkedIn, it's a pseudo social media, but in those platforms people can't necessarily make money, or they don't make money in a more direct way. They need sponsors and stuff like that. So what you do there is you leverage your audience, you leverage your fame to maybe bring people to your website or bring people to your product. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you have something on the side, which is what's making you money, and that platform is just bringing eyes on you, and then you turn those eyes onto your product. So with prank channels, why can't they say, okay, we're not gonna make money from our videos, but we can leverage the videos. When our video gets 5 million views, we can get people's eyes to go to our merch, or get people to go to this. You get what I'm saying? There are different ways to make money. You just need to be creative. The minute you have an audience, you can make money. It doesn't matter. You can make money. So that's why I'm like, I don't see any foul in not demonetizing, but not allowing prank videos to get monetized. That's how I'm looking at it. And then other videos, you just have to bring them to a lower tier. Like the restoration thing, I feel like, yes, that is unfair to them, because they are people who are restoring things, bringing genuine quality things. It's unfortunate 80% are fake. Like, remember those pool videos of those, there's a word for it, something pool videos, archaic, primitive pools, whatever. But you know, those videos where you get those guys who come in with their hand tools and make these fancy ass pools, and it turned out all of those were fakes. Stuff like that. And those had 17 million views when they used to be a big thing, until it was found out that they're fake. And now people are like, other people are like, yeah, I still watch it because it's ASMR for them. So I'm like, the channels should not get to monetize that. If you're making fake stuff, you should not get to monetize that. Hence why I'm like, unfortunately, there has to be some people punished, but at least it minimizes the amount of people getting away with shit. Because you're never going to please everybody from a decision you make. So you have to weigh the damage out. And maybe YouTube has weighed the damage, and they're like, it's not worth taking the monetization away from these things. Maybe they've already looked into it and they've concluded that. But me personally, I feel like something needs to give.
Yeah, I hear you. It's yeah. I mean, but is YouTube gonna do anything about it? I don't know. I think the status quo for YouTube right now is fine for them. Nobody has really raised an issue like you're raising now. Nobody has really put up their pitchforks and torches long enough for YouTube to make a notice. Like, if people didn't make noise about the whole Sniper Wolf thing, I don't think YouTube would have even noticed to demonetize her.
True. Maybe I need to become a YouTube villain to bring eyes onto this thing.
Yeah, become a YouTube partner or something. Or to those of you listening, like and subscribe and get us to more viewers and stuff. And then, yeah, we will fight the battle for you. Yeah. Or something.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents on the issue.
All right, I'll wait. And then, do we have a news blitz? I don't think so.
That is a negative, sir.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of it then. And my lovely peeps, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Yeah, episode 41. Hey, guys, we're getting to that big 5-0. Hey, yeah. So honestly, up until this very point, thank you for all those who have listened. Like it truly means a lot to us. I've already done the like and subscribe thing, but yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 41, brought to you by Thamziri, as well as Kid Kojo and the Young Max. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. We release every week, and yeah, stay good, stay healthy, and keep on gaming. And read your Bible or not, I don't know. Whatever. All right, peace out.